Imagine it is now the early days of April 2026. You are sitting in a modern office in Austin, Texas, and have just received a notice of an income adjustment to $100,000 a year. This used to be the golden number, a symbol of success, and a passport to enter the elite of the American middle class. However, when looking at your bank statement and monthly living expenses spreadsheet, a chilling feeling immediately runs down your spine. The numbers never lie, and they are telling a completely different story from what you have always dreamed of. You are earning more money than ever before in your family's history. But the actual amount left in your wallet at the end of the month is terrifyingly meager. This evaporation of wealth does not occur like a noisy robbery or an urgent economic disaster making the front pages. It is a silent tide, slowly and patiently washing away the sand beneath your feet without making a single sound. According to the latest economic data, a salary of $100,000 today in many major U.S. cities only has a purchasing power equivalent to about $50,000 in the 1990s. This deadly gap appears absolutely not because you are a spendthrift or lack financial discipline. It appears because the entire pricing structure of the modern economy has been ruthlessly dismantled and reassembled by financial engineers. Their sole objective is to turn high-income earners like you into premium energy batteries, continuously drained to feed a system that is becoming increasingly expensive. Right now, we will conduct a cold-blooded forensic autopsy of the phenomenon known as the six-figure poverty line. Once you see through the operating mechanism behind the collapse of this American dream, you will forever be unable to look at your paycheck with the same naive eyes as before. The first trap, and also the heaviest boulder crushing your shoulders, is housing costs. Throughout most of the 20th century, the golden rule was to never spend more than 30% of your income on housing. However, in the year 2026, that rule has become a luxurious historical relic. In cities like San Francisco, New York, or even emerging tech hubs like Austin, a basic family apartment can easily swallow up to $40,000 of your after-tax dollars every year. You are not buying a lavish mansion, you are merely paying for the right to exist near your workplace. Property taxes, insurance costs, and mortgage interest rates have created a tight vice, turning a house from an accumulating asset into a bottomless money-eating machine. When half of your actual income has evaporated right on the first day of the month for housing, you realize you are not the owner of prosperity, but merely a temporary renter of status. Following that burden is the trap of education and debt. To obtain a salary of $100,000, you often have to possess expensive college degrees. And the price for that ticket is student loans stretching over decades with interest rates that never sleep. Every month, thousands of dollars silently leave your account to pay off the past, leaving you with no resources to invest for the future. You are working tirelessly to pay for skills you learned years ago, while the cost to retrain and maintain your position in the artificial intelligence economy continues to soar. This is a debt cycle designed to keep you in a constant state of motion, never able to stop and catch your breath. Healthcare and childcare costs are the next direct hits to your budget. In the United States, possessing a high salary does not mean you are protected from medical disasters. Insurance deductibles and out-of-pocket costs for basic medical services have skyrocketed to absurd levels. A family with 2 small children can have to pay up to $30,000 a year just for daycare and health insurance. These are non-negotiable and uncuttable expenses. You are facing a grim choice: either invest in the development of the future generation, or protect your own account balance. For someone making $100,000, raising children according to modern standards has become a financial arms race where you are always in a weaker position. The system has subtly created a class that economists call Henrys, meaning high earners, not rich yet. You have a successful appearance with neat outfits and a new model car. But in reality, you are living paycheck to paycheck. Every raise you receive is immediately absorbed by the rising prices of food, energy, and hidden taxes. This invisible inflation does not appear in the government's pretty consumer price index reports, but it is blatantly obvious in your supermarket receipts. You are paying more money for products of lesser quality and smaller quantities than before. This feeling of being out of breath is not because you are unlucky, it is the result of a profit optimization process by giant corporations. You are being locked tightly in a glass cage of convenience and social status. You have to spend money on fast delivery services because you are too busy working to maintain your high salary. You have to spend money on luxury gyms and outside meals to regenerate energy for stressful working hours. You are spending the very money you earn just to maintain the ability to continue earning money. This is an extremely sophisticated productivity exploitation structure, where wealth is merely an illusion lying behind a horizon that you can never reach. The essence of a $100,000 salary in the year 2026 has completely changed. It is no longer the ceiling of prosperity, but has become the new floor for basic survival in American upper-class society. If you earn below this figure in major cities, you are officially falling into a state of financial danger. The system has succeeded in raising the poverty line to a new height, where even people with intelligence and extraordinary effort must struggle to keep their heads from sinking below the water. Financial freedom, which is inherently the ultimate goal of all labor, is being replaced by a state of total dependence on the credit system and uninterrupted monthly income streams. You possess assets on paper, but in reality, you do not possess your own time. You are holding the key to a luxury apartment, but you do not have the right to stop to enjoy it. The cruelest truth is that this system needs people like you, those with six-figure incomes, to serve as the main consumer force and shoulder the massive debts of the economy. You are the main operating machine, but you are also the one most vulnerable when economic tsunamis strike. When inflation increases, the poor will receive subsidies. The rich will have assets to take shelter in, while the six-figure middle class like you will be the ones directly bearing all the extraction. We are living in an era where old definitions of wealth have completely collapsed. Having a good job and a high salary is no longer a guarantee for a secure future. It is merely the beginning of a tougher battle to keep what you have made. If you do not awaken and identify the value extraction machine surrounding you, you will forever be a high-end slave in your own dream. You need to learn how to stay outside of meaningless status races and start accumulating real assets capable of resisting the erosion of time. Do not let the six-figure number on the paycheck blind you. Because the true value of a person does not lie in the money you earn, but in the level of freedom you actually possess. The entire autopsy you have just followed is based entirely on historical data and sociological observations for purely educational purposes. Please note that this content is not financial advice or a personal investment guide. Every financial position is a unique story with different variables. Therefore, consulting with qualified professionals is a necessary step before you make any decisions related to your assets. The harsh rules of the system will never be widely exposed in mainstream media or short-term trends on social networks. It is a machine operating in silence, persistently extracting value from you for decades without ever emitting any warning signals. This truth only reveals itself to a very small group of people who are cold-blooded enough to trace the numbers and books when everything has been decided. If you do not want to wait until the decline becomes irreversible to start being aware, join us as we continue to dissect the hidden corners of the system in the following content.